Hey guys, in this video I wanted to showcase some of the items which I pre-farmed for Inferno 5, as well as some of the set items which I crafted. At the end of the video I'll also be mentioning a few tips to help you guys push for Paragon 1200, which I don't think I've mentioned in a video before. So stick around until the end of the video because you won't want to miss out on those. So in preparation for Paragon 1200 next week, which is the Paragon needed to equip Inferno 5 items, I farmed about 600 Inferno 5 Wisps. I used about half of them today, so roughly 300 Wisps, and I'm going to share the results with you guys. So going into this crafting session, my main strategy is that I wanted to maximize my combat rating, and the reason for that is when I reach Paragon 1200, I also want to be able to farm Inferno 6, which has a combat rating of 33,300 required for open world and 33,700 for dungeons. So I kind of want to reach these two breakpoints just so I have an easier time farming them. And it also helps with challenge rift pushing, that I can push the maximum challenge rift when I reach Paragon 1200. Right now I'm sitting at roughly 32,000 combat rating and 2,500 resin, so every point of combat rating counts to help me pre-farm the next difficulty. So right now I'm just focusing on getting the maximum combat rating for every single item, and that's 1,690 for Inferno 5 triple stat items. So I'm kind of not too bothered about having maximum number of sockets or the most optimal stats, or even the most optimal set. So with that said, the first thing I wanted to focus my crafting efforts on was bracelets, and that's because bracelets don't drop in dungeons. So the set I decided to craft was Vithus, and that's because it's probably one of the most versatile sets and I use it in a lot of my builds. I'll be stopping to check the items every time I get an exceptional item pop up. So with the first 8 or so I crafted here, I didn't get any triple stats, so I'll be continuing crafting this Dreamer's Urge bracelet. So let's craft a couple more here and see if we get an exceptional. There we go. Let's take a look at it.
You do the fighting, I'll do the forging.
It's so hard to check the inventory and see which item is which, just because of all the green arrows, but I could see here that I got my first triple stat 1690. It's only 2 sockets, but it will do for now, and I'll be crafting the other bracelet from this set. So just for reference, it took me about 80 wisps to get my first triple stat on the first bracelet. And now we're going to craft the other bracelet of the set, which is Failure's Urge. Let's see how long it takes. So I got an exceptional on my first roll. Let's take a look at it. And it's a triple stat, wow. Okay, did not expect that. So it's 1670, which is not the maximum because it's a triple 2. But I'm kind of happy with this. Aside from this, the only other pieces which I'm missing, which aren't 1690, are the boots and rings. So I'm going to try those next and see how we get on. So once again, I'm going to go for the Grace set. I'm going to go for Beacon's Urge here. I do have a triple stat boots, which I found in dungeons, which is the Grace set. But it's only 1670, so I just wanted to try and get something better. And it must be my lucky day, because on the second roll that I got this exceptional, which is 1690. Fair enough, it's only 2 sockets, but this is better than the flagellant boots which I had. So I'm pretty happy with those, and I'm going to move on to try my luck with rings.
Hey there.
So I started crafting rings with about 510 wisps left, and my goal was to go until roughly 300 wisps. So just so you guys don't get bored, I'm actually going to just speed up the video, but to cut the story short, I didn't manage to get any good rings at all. And it's pretty sad because I only managed to get 2 triple stat ring drops from dungeons, and I'll have to make do with those, but it seems like rings right now are pretty hard to get as triple stats, because I wasted roughly 200 wisps and I didn't get a single triple stat ring. I tried crafting Banquet Vise set and also Vithus set, and I just had no luck. To be honest, I'm still pretty happy about this crafting session. I mean, I managed to get triple stat bracelets and boots. Granted, they're only 2 sockets, but still, they'll definitely be worth it for my max CR setup. And I only had to spend roughly 100 wisps for those. So for the next 300 wisps, my strategy is going to change, and I'm going to look towards optimizing my magic attributes and getting the correct sets in all slots. Across all my dungeon builds and PvP builds, but for now I'm going to hold off doing that until I reach Paragon 1200 because I want to focus on my push, and also because it's kind of a nightmare to sort through all of these green arrows, and my whole stash is full and it's just a complete pain in the ass. because I don't have Boon of Plenty. So after this crafting session, I ended up with about 342 wisps after salvaging all of the useless crafts I had. So roughly I would say I spent about 300 wisps and I gained back about 40 just from all the salvaging. So now I'm going to move on just to showcase all of the Inferno 5 items that I pre-farmed. So let's start off with the legendaries. So for the main hands I got 1670 item with crit chance, and I also got a 1690 one. So these will be the two that I upgrade to after I level up. I managed to get only one offhand, which is 1670, but one of the offhands I use from Inferno 4 is 1652, so this will do for now. Almost maximum CR. As for chests, I got 3 chests with 1670 CR, and this one has beneficial, damage reduction, and another one with beneficial and damage reduction. As for pants, I managed to get 2, both also with 1670, and these are also pretty nice. Would have been nice to get 1690, but maybe I'll get better luck next week while I'm pushing. And for helmets, I managed to actually get 2 1690s, and neither of them has crit chance, but they're both pretty decent, I would say. This one especially has base damage increase, skill damage, and primary attack damage. Unfortunately for shoulders, this is the only piece where I didn't get any luck, and my shoulders is pretty good. My old shoulders is pretty good, but the CR is pretty low, so it would have been really nice to get the 1690 here, but I'm hoping that I get better luck with farming next week, and also I might actually open some of the free legendaries that I've got here. So now let's move on to just the set pieces. So these are mostly drops that I got from dungeons. I've also got the items that I crafted down here, but I'll just go through them quick. So I've got Shepherd's Gloves here, 1670, double stat. This is kind of a theme you'll see across all these items, is a lot of these triple stat items are actually rolling with only 2 sockets. I think Blizzard has reduced the chance that a triple stat item rolls with 3 sockets, and now most of the time you'll find that they roll only with 2 sockets, so that's pretty annoying. Let me know in the comments what you guys think and if you've had the same experience. So I've also got 1690 Baron, and another 1690 Baron. Somehow. I don't really use this set, but I know it is pretty good depending on which class you play. I mean, it is good for some wizard builds, but I just don't play those builds. I've also got Harvest of Dust, Channeling set, 1690. And finally, I've got Flagellant set, Grace, which is 1670 with cooldown. So let's move on to the boots. This is the one I crafted. It's the Beacon's Urge 1690. And I only had 1 boots before I crafted this from dungeon drops, which is Flagellant set. This piece is actually the best piece from all of the sets which I had from drops. So it's a Flagellant, which is pretty relevant for wizard, and it also has 3 sockets, beneficial and damage reduction. I'm really happy with this boot here. So let's move on to the belts. So for the belts, I got Issachar belt, 1670, Shepherd belt, 1670, Mountebank belt, 1690. And I think that's it. Yeah. As for rings, like I mentioned, I only got 2. This is why I wanted to craft them, but unfortunately I had no luck. So just from dungeon drops, I managed to get a Banquet one with a red socket, 1670. And I also managed to get a Shepherd set, red socket, 1670. So as for amulets, I actually got quite a few of them. And some of them do have 3 sockets, so I'll just show them also really quick. I've got Shepherd's 1690, double stat. I've got Channeling Grace set, 2 sockets, 1670. I've got a Feasting Baron 1690 with 2 sockets. And here I have a Mountebank 1670 with 3 sockets. This is a really good one. And finally, I also have a Windloft set, 3 sockets, 1670. And I already showed these. These are the bracelets, the Urges set bracelets. So we've got one with 1670 double stat and 1690 double stat. So probably what I'll do first after I reach Paragon1200 is I'm going to try to push Challenge Rift. And if I see that it's possible for me to get Challenge Rift 500, I might actually try to craft better set pieces of these items and try to get 1690 on all of them. If I see that that's what's required, then that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to use up more of these wisps. But for now, I'm pretty happy with what I have, and hopefully that I get a shoulders with triple stat in the next day or two. Before I end the video, I quickly want to talk about a few tips for pushing to Paragon 1200 next week. There's a few things which are different this time with the push, and also there's been a lot of frequently asked questions which I've been getting, and I just want to try to answer them as best as I can in this video. So the first thing that's obviously different is the Tong-shi's gifts, which a lot of players have noticed. You get these instant levels here, which I made a community post about. But basically these instant levels actually turned out to be scam levels. A few of my viewers actually told me about it, that they were getting reduced by the XP penalty. So what do I mean by that? Well, a full level in Diablo Immortal is 3.5 million XP. So let's say you were to click this button to redeem it at 10% penalty, you'd actually only get 350k XP. So just be wary of that. These levels, shall we say, will still help you. The XP will still help, but you can just use it the same as you would the battle pass. So as soon as Monday comes next week, you'll be able to just click them the same time that you log on, and you can also claim your battle pass at the same time. So as well as these free levels, you also have the Codex battle pass points from Trial of Hordes, which I've been saving. So if you haven't done these already, you can do them over this weekend and kind of save the points to next week. You can see for all of these events they've got the expiry date, so you can help kind of make an advised decision about whether or not to keep these if you're pushing within the date that the event's live. So I've got all of these saved, and I've also got the Howler's Hunt, which were kind of a pain to do. I'm not really going to get into this event in this video. So I quickly want to talk about the mail expiries, because people have been wondering about this. So Tower XP mails you can save forever. These don't have an expiry. Even if the rain changes or you change clan, these will always stay in your mail. So you can save these indefinitely. The other thing you can save indefinitely is Shadow War weekly rewards. So if I scroll all the way back down here, back to, I think this is back in October, 28th of October, I've got a Tower mail here, and I've also got a Shadow War on the 2nd of November, when I was still Demon Hunter. Wow, that's a long time ago. But yeah, you can save Shadow Wars and also Tower mails. The only thing which gives quite a decent amount of XP, which you can't save, that people know about, is the assembly reward. So this, every time the rain switches, let's say the rain lasts for 4 weeks or 7 weeks, but every time the rain switches, you'll lose this mail completely with 12 keys and marks and XP. So you want to make sure that if you see that the rain is changing before the Monday 3 AM reset, that you claim this assembly mail. So just so you don't lose any of these rewards, but this can also be saved until that point. So that's what I've done here. Just for the last 2 weeks, I've been saving up all of these mails here. So just to go over the order one last time in my video, I would recommend redeeming all the Codex stuff first thing on Monday, and make sure you redeem the quest. This is the important part, because once these reset, you'll get a brand new set of quests, which you can then probably instantly complete them as you're grinding. And after you claim the Codex, you can also claim the all the battle pass from the events here, and you can claim the free levels from Tong-shi's gifts, which are not actually free levels, and the ones from Howler's Hunt. And then you can go ahead and claim your mails, all of your mails. And finally, I would say also claim your fish, your mythic or legendary fish. So I've only got 3 here, but I'm hopefully gonna finish up fishing the last 20. I'm actually probably going to do that after this video, just get the last couple of mythic fish. So after you guys redeem all of these things on Monday, you can then figure out which raids you have first clears left, or which gauntlets you have first clears left, and you can use my Paragon calculator, which I had in a previous video. I'll have a link to all the videos and guides which I made about Paragon pushing in a pinned comment below, and hopefully this video will have answered the remaining questions that people had. If you have any further questions, then just leave it in the comments down below. I wish you guys the best of luck in grinding over the next week or two, and with that I'll be signing off. See you guys in the next video.